I mean, at some point, the people are going to get fed up. And when the people get fed up, this happens.
Two of the suspects who police say tried to rob a local jewelry shop are shot by the store's owner. Police say one of them died at the scene, the other died at the hospital.
Orlando police say 4 suspects, at least one armed, were robbing a jewelry booth when the store owner shot at the suspects.
What happened was some guys jumped over the counter. They tried to do a snatch and grab, and they got shot. The owner of the jewelry shop is a licensed carrier, and he shot.
Police say one of the suspects was found dead inside the mall. The remaining 3 ran to their car and took off. Investigators say they were found near Arlington Street and Ventura Avenue. One was found with a gunshot wound and was taken to the hospital where they died.
These smash and grab type robberies have been increasing over the last couple of years, but mostly on the West Coast in places like California, where they don't actually enforce laws. But anyway, when I heard this happen in Orlando, though, I thought, why the hell would you try to smash and grab not only in Orlando, but in the entire state of Florida? Everyone has guns out there. Even the alligators have guns. It's just a stupid thing to do. And well, we clearly see what happened when they did it. Speaking of they, keep in mind, there were 4 robbers and 2 of the robbers got packed up by one guy with a gun. That goes to show you the equalizing effect a firearm has, and you could argue that it actually gave the store owner the advantage in that these robbers probably didn't expect the store owner to have a gun in the first place, giving the store owner a little bit of element of surprise. It also demonstrates that limiting the number of rounds we can have in our gun is simply evil. There were 4 of them and 1 of him, and there are people and politicians who would say that he should only have a certain number of bullets in his gun. That, to me, is utterly ridiculous. You're gonna put an artificial limit on the number of bullets he can have in his gun simply because some suburban housewife hopped up on wine and Xanax with too much time on her hands and who's never touched a gun, much less fired a gun, thinks she should only have 10 rounds in a gun to protect herself, all while she's living in a gated community? Man, stop it. When you try to take power away from criminals by trying to take power away from everyone by using rules, you just end up further empowering the criminal. The armed citizen already has everything stacked up against them. They have to carry a gun on them all day long, praying they never actually have to use it. Or if they do, that they actually see the danger coming soon enough in time so they can actually get to the gun in the first place. Then we have to engage in an entire legal analysis on whether or not we can shoot or not shoot in a matter of seconds. And if we do one thing wrong, we get crucified by the legal system, not only legally, but also financially. Now ask yourself, what does the criminal have to do? Nothing but find a target and bring a gun? It's unbelievably unfair and in the criminal's favor, and the anti-gun lobby has the audacity to make it even harder on the armed citizen by not only making it difficult to get a gun in the first place, but actually limit the effectiveness of the gun we can use by limiting our magazine capacity and the type of gun we can buy, or requiring features on the gun that actually make it harder to shoot accurately. This is insanity. We've got to stop letting these anti-gun groups, politicians, and yes, our president, sell us on the idea that restricting our two-way rights is the only way to make us safer. The only people it makes safer is them and the criminals, which there ain't much of a difference if you ask me. Neither one of them is going to give up their guns, so neither should we, because when it came time to protecting his life in his store, Joe Biden was nowhere to be found. The police were nowhere to be found. Karen and her glass of wine were nowhere to be found. It was just him, his gun, and the criminals. And fortunately for him, he won. And for those of you who don't know, I just did a video about Joe Biden not too long ago and how he recently said he guarantees we're going to get an assault weapon ban passed. And you know, he's been saying this for a while, and I really truly believe he believes that. But I decided, you know what? I need to bring back a little reminder to Joe about how we feel about him in the first place with respect to our rights under the Second Amendment. So, if you're interested in sending him a very poignant message to Joe Biden, go ahead and head to shop.mrcoleonthewall.com and grab your, let's go Brandon hat. You know how frightening it is to think about what happens in the moments before, during, and even days after having to use your gun in self-defense? When you first start carrying a gun for protection, it can be a very scary and nerve-wracking experience, especially if you haven't gotten the education and training you need to feel confident. I've been there myself, hoping I never have to go through a self-defense shooting, which is why I'm a member of the USCCA. As a USCCA member, you can eliminate some of the stress of carrying a gun for protection by accessing the amazing wealth of firearm education, training, and current state-specific gun laws of your state or states you may travel to. This can help you be prepared for, or hopefully even avoid, a self-defense incident. As a bonus, members automatically become insured on the self-defense liability insurance policy purchased by and issued to the USCCA. Click below to learn more. Guns aren't political. That's why I need your help getting this message to spread on YouTube by clicking the thumbs up button, leaving a comment to let me know what you think of the video, then subscribing to the channel. But most importantly, click that bell symbol. For products featured in this video, click the links in the description.